So this week on Twitter and Instagram and various other channels, YouTube and all this, we put out an appeal, myself and Blue Van Man, for anyone who needs advice, because we both get quite a lot of questions from people, mostly youngsters, asking for advice and things like that. So we thought we'd do a little advice video with our, let's be honest, years of ahead of a lot of you. Yeah. So we've asked for a few of those, collated them all, and we're going to answer a few. Some of them will be on this channel, and also once you finish this, the rest of the questions, as many as we can get through, will be over on Dave's channel. So once you've seen this, head over to Blue Van Man and you can look at the rest of them. But let's get going. Okay, big issue first of all, Dave. Luke Fella 22 via YouTube says, any advice to get over the fear of death?
I wouldn't be worried about the fear of death. I'm more worried about living, mate, because the way the world is going at the moment, it's a scary place. So I don't know about advice over death. I think as you get older, you probably get more acquainted to it or something. I find
I care a lot less now I'm older. Not that I want to die, I should be very clear. But I remember my friend Jim, when we first had kids, we had kids at a similar time, and I remember him phoning me up after a month or two of that, and him saying how tired he was. And he goes, you know what? He goes, I remember when I was young, I used to fear death so much. He goes, but now, he goes like, don't get me wrong, I don't want to die, but I can see a time where I'm going to go, yeah, no, I've had enough, sort of thing. And I can understand that now.
Robbie Williams sang that, didn't he? I'm not scared of dying, I just don't want to.
Okay,
and, But just reading between that one line, I would guess that Luke Fella 22 has probably had somebody die in his life who's close to him, and he's just wondering now.
Potentially, yeah. But I would say it gets better as you get older.
It certainly gets better, mate. And in the end, you really couldn't care less.
John's Story on YouTube says, my 10-year-old daughter has recently taken interest in football. Should I steer her towards our local team, take her to a game and risk inflicting a lifetime of disappointment on her, as my dad did to me, or allow her to pick her own team, which would be likely City or Liverpool, meaning she has something to cheer about, but will be looked down upon by me as a plastic fan should she continue with it as a hobby?
I think anybody taking an interest in any kind of sport is a healthy thing. It's a part of a camaraderie, a tribal thing, and I take Ginge down the King Power, and she absolutely loves it. So, and it's also a bonding situation for you and her to do something together.
Yeah. My daughter has. I had this sort of dilemma myself. I support Liverpool growing up in Kent in the 1980s. My wife's a Man City fan, being from Manchester in the 1980s, but then both teams are quite awkward to get to, and she started supporting Crystal Palace because she was born not that far away from there, in southeast London, sort of thing. So that's what we went with, and it's quite a nice club, Palace, isn't it? As well?
It's a family-based club, isn't it? Kind of thing.
So that's what we went for. So, but let's see what she wants. Yeah. Just don't judge her.
Yeah, just let her pick a team, any team she likes. Try and pick one that's close to your house, and take her down there. It's great.
Virauk via Twitter, hopefully that's how you pronounce it, says, how to become more confident and not care what others think about you?
Just get older, really. I think when you're setting out in life, when you're in your teens, you want to be accepted and you want to be part of whatever. But I must admit, since I've hit 40, I'm 50 now, but when I hit 40, I really couldn't care less what people thought of me.
Yeah, so. I think you care less about that when you get older. If you think about the people that you probably do think are cool and that, they probably are individual and do sort of what they want anyway. For me, I think also it's a bit of a mindset sort of thing, that if someone is judging you or has a view on you, that's just their view. Yeah. And like, if Dave told me he didn't like Brussels sprouts, that wouldn't affect whether or not I like Brussels sprouts, because it's just his opinion. Yeah. And if Dave says he doesn't like me, that's just Dave's opinion.
Yeah.
You do like me though, yeah?
I do like you, mate. Good, I won't be doing this.
Oh, marvellous, all right.
Exactly.
So that's just a mindset, I think, of to try and get into, that someone's opinion isn't fact.
And if their opinion of you isn't that good, they're not worth having as a friend anyway.
Yeah.
So...
Alex Rogan's, I didn't write down where he came from, but he says, any advice for getting out of bed in the morning?
1 foot first, and that's it. Swing your legs round, and that's it.
Just do it. I tend to wake up really early and get up anyway, so I don't really have a problem with this. So I can't really give any advice here.
No, do you know what? When I'm on earlies, when I'm at work, I'd start at 6. I'm up at 5 to 5. It's not Can you remember Cracker Jack?
Yeah.
5 to 5, it's crackerjack. That's why I've got it set at 5 to 5. And that's it. I just get on. I don't have a cup of tea or anything. I just get up, get out of the... I'm out the door by 10 past 5, so...
Oh, I like a shower first thing in the morning to wake me up. Yeah.
Well, we're lucky at work. We get paid to have a shower.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. Get a job where you get paid to have a shower, that's the tip.
That's it.
So we gave people the option of DMing me on Instagram with any questions should they wish to remain anonymous, and this is someone who has chosen that option. And they say, I think I'm bisexual. It's a man, I should say, by the way. I think I'm bisexual, but I don't want to tell any of my friends because they think I don't fit in. Some of them are proper lads and may look at me differently. I really want to express who I am, but I don't know if my mates would look down on me. I think your mates might well have an idea. And also, if they do look down on you, you can go and get better mates. I mean, I don't know how old you are. I think you might I think I recall that you're in sixth form. Sort of thing.
Well, how old's that?
It's like 17, 16,
right.
17, 18, sort of thing like that. So I'd say, I mean, maybe is there someone that you could mention it to first of all? Someone that you think is going to react quite well? Girls are normally quite good at this sort of thing, aren't they? If you've got some female friends, maybe they'd be quite good. And they're probably all right with it. And if not, then they're not worth being mates with.
I've got gay friends and lesbian friends, and I'm totally fine with it. It doesn't bother me one bit. It really doesn't.
I've got a friend who was married and came out in his 40s, and at no point has he ever said, I'm so glad I waited to my 40s to come out. So if you're going to do it at some point, then...
Yeah. And if this is, once again, if your friends or so-called friends don't appreciate it and don't take the respect of it, they're not your friends, mate.
Sarah Pierce via Twitter says, what little things do we need to hold on to as we grow more into adulthood? I'm 21, it feels like time just goes by faster and faster each year, and I feel that's crazy as I'm still so young. It gets quicker, doesn't it?
It gets quicker.
Yeah.
When you knock that door of 50, it really is flying by.
I think you just need to do as much as you can at each age you are. Don't look to the past or to the future, because I think that's how you end up with regrets. But just do... If you're 21 and all your friends are going out and having fun, go out and have fun, do that sort of stuff. Do whatever seems right at that stage in your life.
Try and get as much in as you can. I know it's expensive nowadays. I've always regretted not doing Glastonbury.
Oh, I've done it a few times. Brilliant.
I did the Nelson Mandela birthday thing at Wembley.
Yeah.
He never turned up though.
Didn't he?
No, he never turned up, Nelson Mandela.
Oh. Did everyone get cake?
No, we didn't get cake. We just got drunk. I had Rob Burton on my shoulders.
Right.
That was quite good. But just try and get in as much as you can. Just try and enjoy life, and you
can't control time, so just
enjoy
enjoy
it. Just take it on the chin and move and just go with it.
This is one for you, Dave. Albie Davies via Twitter. Any recommendations on van make and model?
I went for the Transit because one. Now this is going to sound funny. That Transit over there was actually made in Southampton. So I know it's a British-made van, and it is like bulletproof. And also the parts on a Transit are cheaper than any other van there is. When I had the Scudo and the turbo blew up on it, it cost me a fortune, and the parts were just basically tin foil. But the Transit is good. So I don't think you can knock a Transit. That age, 11 plate, I'm not too sure about the new ones, as I've not been in one yet.
Sam Thorley via Twitter says, any tips for disposing of deceased household pets?
Well, if it's a horse, you want to dig a big hole.
Yeah, dig a hole, put them in it. If it's a goldfish, you can flush them down the toilet. Can you still do that?
Well, who's going to stop you? I suppose, really, if it's a household pet and the child was quite attached to it, I suppose you can actually give it a little burial and let the child get used to the experience of death.
Yeah. I might use that bit as the trail at the beginning. Get your child used to the experience of death.
Yeah, that could actually be something. But we had a dog, and my dad buried it in the garden. Big golden retriever thing. That must have been a big hole.
Yeah.
But apart from that, no, not really. I hear that the vets, you can take it to the vet and they'll cremate it for you for a price.
Yeah.
For a dog or something.
Yeah. I mean, you can make a special bin day out of it, perhaps. Abby Cavaney via Instagram says, I'm having an early midlife crisis. I'm 19, have a stable job, feel content, but life doesn't feel fulfilling enough. Any advice how to make life a bit more enjoyable at my age without MDMA? Just do as much as you can. Like, my theory in life, Dave, is that life is about stories.
Yes.
And if you've got enough stories to sit down the pub, then you've lived a good life
Exactly.
at the end of it, sort of thing. So just do as many things as possible while you've got the energy.
At a guess, right, one of the best things I ever did as a youngster, I used to play cricket and football. Well, I never played football because I broke my leg, as people probably will remind you all. And I got involved in local football. And the older men in the football teams and the cricket teams give you the experiences of life that you can carry on forward to. We used to sit with a bloke called Ron Williamson, and he used to tell us stories of the war and all that kind of thing. Now, war's not a funny thing, but his stories of what happened were. So go and get yourself mixed in with a football team of older men, and they will show you the way.
I bet that's not the advice Abby thought she was going to get.
Oh, sorry. Abby, I do apologise. I thought you were a bloke.
It still applies.
A 19-year-old girl having a midlife crisis. It's truth. Well, go and join a hockey team.
Go and join the men's football team and get advice from older men.
I'll tell you what, it's quite amazing how many girls did actually, teenagers came down and watched the football and the cricket. Yeah. So that might be an idea. Yeah. Sorry, Abby, I didn't.
Nefarious Oath. Nefarious Oath via YouTube. What should I do on Sunday afternoons? Chill out.
Watch the kickoff on YouTube with Brian, True Geordie.
Yeah, bit of that. Maybe have a roast dinner. Just chill out. Enjoy yourself. Get ready for the week ahead.
Clean the car. Don't know.
Finley Jones via Twitter. How to cope with constant exams and stress. They don't matter that much.
I've got nothing qualification-wise. I've got low results in English, low results in maths. I didn't even turn up for my art exam. I'm not saying that you don't put the effort in, but just what will be, won't it?
Yeah, you can. I mean, work as hard as you can, because it's useful to have qualifications, and it gives you options, I should say, if you do. But you can't. If you've worked as hard as you can, there's no point in getting stressed about it because you can't really control it. Yeah. I remember life's really long, and you can get qualifications again if you want. Like we're both doing YouTubing. That wasn't a job when we finished our respective educations.
No.
That didn't exist. So you might well end up doing a job that doesn't exist now anyway, so you won't need qualifications for it. Yeah. So, but you can do things again. Don't worry about it. Just chill out.
As long as you get off your bum, and go and get a job, and that way you can. I started off like fitting double glazed, and I worked in a warehouse, and I just worked my way up, and now I'm working my way back down again because mortgages paid, everything's done. Yeah. So I could just chill out.
Anonymous via Instagram. My long-term girlfriend has just broken up with me and I've fallen into a slump. Just wondering if you have any advice on how to pick myself back up and feel positive again.
Do you want to go first on this?
Go out a lot. Go out with your mates.
Go get another one.
Yeah, try and meet another one. Self-improvement maybe, getting down the gym. Like that's probably a decent thing. Young people go to the gym. It didn't really happen in my day.
I tried to go to a gym and I lasted about 3 attempts and that was it. But,
I think that young people now have screwed themselves over a bit because everyone goes to the gym and everyone's like in quite good shape. But I saw a guy, I think I've mentioned this on Jack Mate's Happy Hour, but I saw a guy when I took my daughter to Little Mix and he was quite buff, he was obviously working out, but his girlfriend wasn't very attractive, not just physically, but in personality-wise as well. And what's happened is all the men have worked out and got really buff, but because everyone's done it, they're all at the same level of attractiveness because it's sort of everyone done. So young men need to all get together and go, let's just all sack the gym off, get rank again, and then
just get back to the 90s. It was great in the 90s,
it was pretty good.
In the 80s and the 90s, just going out, having a laugh.
Yeah. Fit with Frank via Twitter. I have a tiny blue smart car, mainly to avoid the hassle of being the taxi driver of my daughters. My question, how can I best utilise the lack of boot space and feel like a proper van man again, or am I doomed forever?
Go buy yourself a van and hide it.
Yeah. And don't be defined by your car, it's fine. Yeah. It's all right. You're a confident man, just go with it.
Yeah. It's I can't really say about that. I wouldn't even contemplate buying one of them. Sorry.
So what Dave's saying is you aren't a real man.
Yeah.
You've a very smart car. Erin Quinn via YouTube said, should I leave London and move to the countryside? I don't know. I mean, you probably know. What I would say was I did that. I was in London for about 15 years and we moved to the countryside. My wife had only ever lived in cities. She lived in Manchester and then London. I was pretty relaxed about it, but she has had absolutely no regrets from moving out. You sort of know when you're thinking, oh, I could probably move out. And I sort of think, well, I would have been happy doing this sooner. If you sort of settle down and maybe you've got kids or something like that, it's quite a nice time to move out if you're going to, but you might want to live in London forever. But if you're thinking of moving out, you're probably ready.
The countryside, as you can see, we're sitting here now, freezing our nuts off up the outwoods in Loughborough. But the countryside is so good. It's clean, fresh air. You've got, it's just a beautiful place. I don't say beautiful a lot, but it's just a great place to be. I've been to London a few times in the past few weeks, and being out in the countryside has got nothing on London.
You mean the other way around?
No, I mean the other way around, don't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, go, come to the countryside. I tell you the best thing to do, go and have a couple of holidays, go and get yourself a few log cabins for a week or two, and then see how you get on.
The Mia Koss via Twitter. I'm going to uni soon and worried that as I was sharing a living space, someone else will take the bins out before I have a chance to. How do I assert my dominance as alpha bin person? Just get up early, set that alarm day one. You've got to go strong on the bins day one, put them out.
Got to get one of them charts up. It's always your job.
Yeah, you could work out a rota.
Yeah, that'd be it.
Yeah, but you don't want to seem too bossy first of all.
Yeah.
Do the bin first of all, just really set down a level of bin dominance.
Sitting here then it just felt like being on Soccer AM. That enthusiastic voice.
Thank you very much.
It just took me back.
Anonymous via Instagram. I'm currently in year 11. The closer I get to revision is watching The Chase. I've come to terms with the fact I'm probably going to leave school with less GCSEs than the cast of Geordie's show. So I'm a bit confused what to do after school. What do you do in my position, Dave?
Do you know what? Ginge was doing all that. She was going, oh, my exams are rubbish. I'd say, what's your exam like today? Oh, rubbish, I may as well kill myself. And all that. And she did really, really well. So don't give up. You might actually surprise yourself how well you will do.
Like, you still got a few months before your exams. If you at least, if you are going to do a bit of revision, try and get English and maths, because those are the ones that tend to sort of matter most, I think, for jobs. And you've got a while. You could do work is an option.
Yeah.
If not, I mean, we've got very low unemployment in this country at the minute. You should be fine getting a job, and you can always redo things in the future.
What you've got to remember is, this is the trouble with kids of today. They expect it all like that, and it's not like that. You have to start at the bottom and work your way up.
Harry Lambert via Instagram. I like your advice on choosing the right career in life after finishing sixth form. I've been struggling to make the right decision. You don't have to choose now. You can do loads of careers in your life, like we are.
Yeah.
You don't need to have one job anymore. Do something for a bit. If you don't like it, you can change. Life's really long, and there's not a rush. I think when you're young, it feels like you've got to make. This is I'll be 2 years behind my friends. It doesn't matter.
My advice on that would be get yourself a forklift license, because if you've got a forklift license, you will always find work.
How hard is it to get a forklift license?
It's not. It's 200 quid.
All right.
It's 200 quid. They put you on I think there's a 2.5 day course or a 5 day course. You spend half your time drinking tin, eating biscuits, watching videos of how not to drive a forklift, and then you just take your forklift test. And it's helped me so much by having a forklift license that you will get any job, agency job, and then you get in a company, and if you're any good, they'll keep you on. So my advice is get a forklift license.
Bethany Ramsden via Twitter. I'm getting to the stage in my life where everyone around me is getting married, engaged, pregnant, or getting a house, but I'm still at uni living off £20 a week. How do I stop myself from feeling bad about it every day? There's no correct timeline. Do things at your own pace. Enjoy yourself. I bet they're going, oh, I'm stuck at home with the baby, whereas Bethany's out at uni, doing whatever you do at uni, having
on £20 a week.
On £20.
Sure, it's £20 a week.
I think she did a smiley face after that.
Right, fair enough.
She was joking about it. I've not put the smiley emojis in this document.
Okay, that's fine.
To be succinct. Don't worry about your timeline. Everyone does things at different paces.
Exactly.
The grass is always greener.
Yeah.
So,
You're doing the right thing. You're going to university. You're getting yourself an education, and when time comes to meet the right bloke or lady, let's not be stupid about this.
No.
It'll be there. Your life unfolds as it does for a reason. You're at university for a reason. You're probably going to invent the cure for baldness or something like that. So,
yeah. The Smythes podcast via Twitter. Martha 10 wants to know if she should be allowed on TikTok even. TikTok. Dad 49 initially said yes, but then realised what is on TikTok. Have you been on TikTok, Dave?
I've seen it. I don't get it.
I've dabbled. I've got a little TikTok account down there. No, well, I think it depends what she wants to do. I don't think you should let her have unfettered access to the app to look through it, because there can be some pretty dodgy stuff on there. But maybe if she wants to make videos, you can make videos with her and she can upload them, and then you can control what she sees on them. If she just wants to make fun little dancing videos, I don't see any.
I've asked Elliot Hackney, check his channel out on YouTube, about TikTok, and I think he's advised me not to do it.
I would say, if you are a young creator, I would say to do TikTok, because it's an absolute land grab at the minute. It's very easy to get a lot of views. My brother's doing teaches English. He started a business doing this, and he uploaded, after me nagging him to try it for a bit, he uploaded a video 2 days ago, and it's already got 100,000 views in 2 days.
Right.
On TikTok, like a little thing. And you can do them quickly. They're quick things to do. I think you can grow very quickly on TikTok. And just because at the minute it is loads of children on there dancing, stuff like that, doesn't mean that's what it'll be in 2 or 3 years time. It can be very, very different.
I think that's probably what Elliot was saying to me. Not yet.
Okay.
So.
Lydia via Instagram says, I'm 22 and graduated last year with my bachelor's degree. I've now been offered a place on my master's. Should I do it, or should I focus on my current job? I work part-time as a graduate journalist, sending hugs from Australia. Struth, a question from down under.
Good, Struth. Vegemite and all that stuff.
Yeah. So she's been offered a place on a master's. Should she do it, or she's focused on her current job? And she's a graduate journalist. I don't know. I mean, it depends. It depends.
I'd go where your heart takes you.
Yeah.
If you might go for the bachelor's degree and
masters. Masters. She's got a bachelor's. She can do a master's.
Oh right, you go for that. You might not enjoy it, and it might not the stuffing out of you.
Do you need it for what you're doing?
Yeah.
It might be beneficial. It might not. You probably know your industry better than I do.
Yeah.
So have a little look around. Ask people who are in the industry, do you actually need a master's? And if not, then maybe you're better off focusing on your job.
Go where your heart takes you. That's where you'll be your happiest.
And also, you're somewhere sunny, so you'll probably be happy anyway. Nick Purslow via Instagram with a big question here. What's the secret to happiness?
Don't know.
I'd
probably just do as you please.
Yeah.
I mean, don't go around murdering folks.
I don't think there is a big...
No,
definitely don't do that.
Yeah.
That's key. That's the first one.
Yeah.
Secondly, I don't think there is a... I think it's quite simple. Do things that make you happy and avoid things that don't make you happy. The hard bit's finding out what those bits are and then trying to tailor your life. I know I avoid things that make me unhappy with incredible dedication and passion. For example, I think I've mentioned this on a podcast before, I can't remember which one. I don't really like driving in London because I find it unpleasant. So what I will do, if I have to go into London with all my camera gear and lights and stuff, so it's too much to take on the train, I will drive into London as far until I get annoyed with it. I'll pull over and park and I'll get an Uber the rest of the bit of the way.
That's a good idea.
Because I know that the cost of how the £8-10 or whatever the Uber bit will outweigh.
Yeah.
Well,
I can understand that.
Yeah. So work out what makes you happy, do it, and don't do the things that don't make you happy.
Yeah, that's it. You've got to find out what makes you happy. I mean, I must admit, me cleaning my van does make me happy. You've just got to find that little niche in the market and that makes you happy.
Joe Marsh via Instagram, I struggle to boil eggs. What's the perfect time to boil an egg for? I don't really boil eggs. Do you know?
Yes, funny enough, I used to work in an egg factory that boiled eggs. And we used to have a big conveyor belt and you put them in and it used to go through the cold water and then the hot water at the other end and then it'd come back out cold. The idea is, I'll give you another little tip. You know the egg, it's got the air satchel, air pocket. Just give that a little tap and that will stop the egg cracking when it's in the water.
Time-wise?
Time-wise, I'd go for just 3 minutes, definitely 3 minutes. But make sure your water's boiling hot. Make sure your egg's already warm, because if you put a cold egg in, it will crack no matter how many times you break that little air satchel. And that's it, but 3 minutes.
Ab491 via Instagram, any advice on when one should clear the path of leaves? I can't be going out there daily to sort it, can I?
Well, we have trouble with our house because we've actually got a plastic lawn, so the dogs don't rip it up, and we do have to sweep that quite often, or else it goes mouldy. So, I don't know.
I don't bother with mine. I just let them go
and
rank.
it's rotting into the surface anyway, isn't
It's
it?
every day is more leaves. I'm not spending my autumns
Get
doing
one
that.
of them hoovers and suck it up. I'm
Yeah.
doing that again. What am I doing that for?
Joe Bohm from Twitter says, how do I become YouTube famous like you? Lol. A lot of hard work.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. If that's, I'm not sure that fame is necessarily an ambition you should go for, but if it's, I mean, there's good things about YouTubing, and I enjoy it for the part-time work.
Yeah.
It is.
Had you finished your answer?
Yep,
then?
yeah.
I don't take YouTubing, although I take it serious, I don't take it too serious where it's be all and end all. I was very fortunate to be discovered by True Geordie, so, you know, and for some reason people like me like they like you, Robbie.
Yeah, I think a lot of work though, and just because videos sort of might look simple, like you just, for example, going to Sainsbury's and spending £55 on some shopping and talking about it, for example, things like that. There's a lot of work that goes on in other things, so learning how to do things, learning techniques, always educating yourself, watching other YouTubers to learn from them and sort of not copy as in rip off, but sort of copy techniques and things like that. I keep learning, reply to comments, arranging things. There's a lot of work that does go on, so really hard work.
Yeah, YouTubing ain't that easy as such, is it? Because I sit there replying to comments and stuff and thinking about what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And it does invade mine and June's private life kind of thing. It's not an easy job. People seem to think you just sit in front of a camera and do it. It ain't that easy. You know, and you've also got to, with all due respect, you've got to have a personality to fit the bill. So.
And there we go, with that ceremonial closing of the laptop lid, it brings us to the end of our problem Q&A type thing. Hopefully that was of some use to you, and remember that we're not professionals. If we have got a serious thing going on, then there's probably better people to ask, but we'll do our best, didn't we? There's more questions from this feature. If yours hasn't been answered here on Blue Van Man's channel, and also we might not have fitted them all into the video, so there might be another video coming up in the very near future with some more questions. So thank you very much for sending them in, and I hope they're slightly useful.